So the Denver Nuggets have been eliminated from the 2025 playoffs, and it does feel like since they won their title back in 2023, they've been taking a step back every single year. Last year, they lost in round number 2 to the Timberwolves. We know that they ended up losing Bruce Brown in free agency that year. They lost KCP in the offseason last year, and it feels like the Nuggets are going backwards rather than building a great team around Jokic, which we all thought they were doing after they won it all. So yeah, we're going to be doing our elimination Denver Nuggets rebuild today. Start today still kind of wonky. If you guys want a good scenario that I use at least to get you updated in the playoffs, it's over on my community tab or the post tab on the channel. So here we are, end of the season. DeAndre Jordan retires. All right, so we're gonna get De'Ron Holmes back from injury. We'll see what we're gonna do with Zeke Naji. I think we're okay with him leaving. I think LeBron's gonna play one more year. Same with Chris Paul and Al Horford and Mike Conley. So I'd like to bring them back for at least one more year. I probably should have brought back Nick Batum, as he was fantastic in round number 1 against the Nuggets. And the Nuggets also don't have a ton of draft capital going forward either, so we got to get very creative with how we're going to improve this roster on the margins, unless we're going to make a bigger trade in the grand scheme of things. So we do own, or we do not own, excuse me, our first round pick at 22. It goes to the Orlando Magic. That dates all the way back to 2021 from the Aaron Gordon trade, so that is paying dividends. And if you look at this team right now, we got the best player in the world, the number 1 player in the league, Nikola Jokic. I don't think many people are denying that, at least overall. If you want to see in the regular season this year, that's Shea, fine with me. But Jokic is one of the best players we have seen, especially from this generation. Jamal Murray, somebody that is just a playoff riser every year. It feels like he elevates his game when the clock or the month hits April, May, or June at one point for them. Michael Porter Jr. has 2 years left on the deal. It's definitely tradable. So I think he's going to be a key piece. And then you have Aaron Gordon's contract. That goes up as well, about $9 million next year. And Jamal Murray's contract goes up $4 million. And essentially, Jokic could be a free agent after the 2027 season, so we're going to have to work out a new extension with him. Zeke Naji doesn't have a great contract. Sarge is going to opt in for $6 million. And like the 6th most important nugget this year may leave in free agency in Russell Westbrook. We're going to keep building around Brown, Watson, Strother, unless we use them in a trade. But I know that, like, Stan Kroenke's son, I forget if it's Josh, whatever his name is, mentioned that they have ties to Michael Porter Jr. because they both have, like, ties to Missouri. So they feel like they should not trade Michael Porter Jr. because it'd be disrespecting the state of Mizzou. I don't know if I agree with that perspective. Now, they did fire Mike Malone late in the year, which shocked everybody. They hired David Adelman as their interim head coach. And I'm going to give him a 1-year extension. I don't know if he's the long-term guy, but I want to see it play out. Honestly, at this point, it's just like, let Jokic coach this team. And then I also like Jalen Pickett this year. I thought he showed some flashes throughout the regular season. Still just 25 years old. Maybe he's going to crack the rotation next year. I don't know if it's going to be possible for us to get a draft pick here on the night of the 2025 draft, unless I make a notable trade. And I feel like a Michael Porter Jr. trade may come, but I feel like all the moves I could trade him for on draft night feel like a lateral move. Like, just going from Michael Porter Jr. to, I don't know, Lauri Markkanen really do anything for you down the line, or Miles Bridges, or one of those players. So Cooper Flagg goes number 1, Ace Bailey number 2 to the 76ers. Yeah, Cooper Flagg is with the Toronto Raptors. So yeah, unfortunately, we did not own a first round pick this year. Russell Westbrook opts out of the player option. We'll see if I'm even able to bring him back, but we're going to pick it up on Brown, Strother, and Watson. I do wonder what Russ is going to do this offseason. So I'll give Hall and Alexander the qualifying offers. I got to see them in person at the Combine last year. So Russ wants $22 million. I can't give you that, Russ. That is an insane amount of money to ask for. I honestly do not see a trade that I like whatsoever, and I know the Kroenkes do not pay the tax, or at least don't want to pay the tax. I guess more so in the past than now, but yeah, I'm gonna give Russ a 1-year deal to come back. There's no such thing as a bad 1-year deal, so I'm actually gonna run most of this roster back next year and hope something's different, at least here in the sim, and maybe we'd be somewhat active at the deadline as well. All right, interesting to see here. Then Nikola Jokic regresses, Jamal Murray regresses, Michael Porter Jr., Russell Westbrook all regress. All right, that's not encouraging for the 2026 season. All right, so before the season starts, I'm gonna work on an extension with Christian Brown. It's going to be a 4-year deal worth around kind of $70 million. So he's going to get paid a decent amount. He has stepped in very nicely into the KCP role, the Bruce Brown role over the last few years. And then I'm also going to get paid in Watson 3 years, $10 million to start. It's going to go down over the next 3 years. I could re-sign Strother right now to try to get ahead of the market. So let's do that. Let's sign Strother. We're going to be a tax team for at least this year, but we're going to have some big decisions to make, I think, next offseason when some of these guys have like 1 year left on their deal. So Spencer Jones, I'm going to release. I'm also going to release Vlaco, I think. Could be a vibes guy in the locker room, but we at least want to keep some of the young guys on the team just in case. All right, so we know what the starting 5 is going to be. Russ is going to get a decent amount of minutes off the bench yet again. But I want to see improvement from Watson this year. I definitely want Strother to get more minutes. We're going to play DaRon Holmes, who's basically a rookie now, over Zeke Nnaji. And the last spot, I do want to go to Jalen Pickett, who's going to get like 10 minutes a night. We'll go like 9 to DaRon Holmes. He doesn't have to play a ton because we got Jokic out there. All right, so I don't get to use Jokic a lot in the sim. Hopefully he could play well for us because I'm not moving Jokic by any means in this video unless I have no other way to go. So we started the season with a 1-point loss against Orlando. We beat the Hawks by 5, lose to Sacramento by 9, but then beat OKC by 12. So I feel like we're losing to the teams we should beat and vice versa. But Jokic is off to an incredible start. Same with Jamal Murray. Let's see how the season goes along. And honestly, if I want to trade Russ, that's $17 million I can maybe attach at the deadline. All right, so we're at the deadline, ranked 4th in the Western Conference. We are 28-19. The San Antonio Spurs are just skyrocketing this year. They're up to the 1 seed. They added Walker Kessler in a double big lineup with Wemby. And right now we are the 4th seed, being 9 games above 500, but we have a 0.7 point differential. Not sure. All right, so that means our defense really isn't great because the offense is holding up. So I feel like we're not going to win it all this year if I just keep the team how it is. Russ has actually been pretty good for us off the bench, so I wonder if he would have some trade value out there. Peyton Watson, yeah, I mean, some of these extensions that I gave before their contract runs out on their rookie deals are going to work out. Some aren't. Strother's 3-point shot is not taking a leap this year. Christian Brown's been a pretty good player. Porter Jr., good player as well. Aaron Gordon, 32% from 3. I still feel like he's a perfect fit next to Jokic. There is Jamal Murray. I know he's like turning himself into a Nuggets legend, but I wonder if there's like an upgrade there. Not the best analogy or comparison, but like the Milwaukee Bucks try to go from Jrue Holiday, Damian Lillard. In hindsight, maybe it didn't work out, but that's something we could try to elevate here because he's in his prime, and if a point guard becomes available, I thought this could have been a Damian Lillard team in the offseason. I thought we could have seen Jamal Murray and maybe like Peyton Watson for Damian Lillard or something like that. All right, so I'm going to make this trade at the deadline. Maybe it makes us worse, maybe it doesn't, but I'm going to trade Russell Westbrook to the Memphis Grizzlies and PJ Hall for Zion Pullen and Brandon Clark. I get Brandon Clark under contract next year for $12 million. I get that contract throughout the offseason if I want to move it. So I'm basically saying that Russ may retire at the end of the year, or this is his last good year, and they get a good backup behind John Morant. They can bring the energy every single night. All right, so I'm going to be trading Dario Saric's $5 million contract to the Knicks for Malcolm Brogdon, who's making $4 million this year and next year. It's a movable contract, I think a little bit more than Saric, and it gives me some more flexibility on draft night. That's what I'm looking for. So after that trade, we are going to give Brandon Clark about like 12 minutes a night, or yeah, maybe around 14. We're going to give Malcolm Brogdon around 11 minutes a night, but honestly, maybe not. I want to see what Jalen Pickett can do. He's playing 10 minutes right now. I want him to shoot the ball more. All right, so Wemby wins MVP, 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists in year number 3. Cooper Flagg is your rookie of the year. Dylan Harper, 6th man of the year. Wemby, Depoy, Devin Booker, clutch player of the year. Shout out to Pop getting coach of the year, as Pop is no longer coaching in the NBA anymore. He's transitioning into more of a front office role for the Spurs, more so because of his health. So we do get Nikola Jokic on All-NBA first team. 24 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. Another year, he averages a triple-double, but does not win an MVP award. I expect that, happening in the 2025 season. We didn't have any rookies. We ended the season as the 4th seed, so our spot did not change from the deadline to the end of the regular season. We still finished with a lackluster point differential. We tied with the Mavericks, had the tiebreaker over them. We lose 2 more games, like we're immediately the 7th seed. So we ended the season strong. We could definitely be a first-round exit to Golden State, but hopefully playoff rise or Jamal Murray will have like other plans there. And it's just basically like an end of an era. This may be the 2025 Bucks version of this roster. I think it's in a little bit better of a position. It has more trade assets, has a better young core of like Strother, Watson, maybe what you can get out of, well, obviously Christian Brown, and maybe what you can get out of DaRon Holmes. So here for the playoffs, we are going to play, I think Brandon Clark over, DaRon Holmes for sure. Jalen Pickett's going to get around 14 minutes a night. Peyton Watson around 17. Julian Strother 20 is fine with me. The bench can be hit or miss. I know Strother did not play a lot in round 1 against the Clippers. Let's go 36 to Jamal Murray, 35 to Brown. Let's go 33 to Gordon. And Porter, and we'll go 38 to Jokic, because I feel like Brandon Clark is a good backup, and I feel like everybody's going to be all over Steven Adams this offseason, the way he played in round 1. So game 1, we do end up losing to the Dallas Mavericks. This is Kyrie and AD. This is no longer Luka. Game number 2, we do end up winning this one, 126-111. Jokic with 49, 16, and 7. Hello. Jamal Murray with 24. We tied up. Game 3 goes to the Dallas Mavericks. They ended up winning 125-116. Jokic had a triple-double in defeat. Game number 4 goes to the Denver Nuggets, 136-125. Kyrie went off for 40 in this one. Jokic, 32, 18, and 18. Jamal Murray with 22 and 8. Gordon with 19. Strother with 19. Game 5 goes to the Denver Nuggets. Wow. We had a great first, second, and third. Not a great fourth quarter, but we end up winning 135-102, and they are going to force a game 7. I kind of expected this series was going to go to a game 7. I feel like, yeah, it's been back and forth all series long. So these teams are matched up very well against each other. I would like not to lose in round number 1. I feel like then I would have to sound the alarm and maybe make a move this offseason. And that's going to be the case. Damn. All right, so we ended up losing 115-111 at home. Oh, man, the Nuggets and losing Game 7s at home. It is what it is, as Christian Brown was our leading scorer. Jamal Murray had 17 points. Gordon had 12. I think everybody is on the table this offseason, not named Nikola Jokic in a trade, and I got to do that. I have to make some moves here and kind of go in a different direction. The Spurs and the Knicks are in the NBA Finals. Wemby gets MVP and Finals MVP, all in year number 3 of his career. That is just absolutely incredible. Greg Popovich ends up retiring. Russ did not retire, so Russ could end up being a free agent yet again. All right, so we obviously don't have a lottery pick. I do think we own our pick outright this year, and we do at 22, so that could have some value. The Pelicans from the Bucks get the number 1 overall pick. I wonder if they could dangle that in a Giannis trade if they want AJ Debinsa. Yeah, I don't think David Adelman is going to be the guy for the job. Let's offer, I think, a veteran head coach for this team. Let's offer Jason Kidd. Mark Daigneault got let go. Let's offer him a job. Let's offer Will Hardy a job. And I offered Kenny Atkinson a job as well. I get 3 of them, so I could choose between Atkinson, Daigneault, and Hardy. I'm going to sign Mark Daigneault to be the next Denver Nuggets head coach. He surprisingly got let go by the OKC Thunder. I feel like even if the Thunder had like 3 straight disappointing exits in a row, I feel like Sam Presti really appreciates and values continuity, and I don't think he would ever fire Mark Daigneault unless maybe they had like a bunch of 1-round or first-round exits. So, yeah, like I said, this is probably going to be a little bit of an end of an era here in Denver. We're going to ship some guys out. I know that the Nuggets were interested in guys like Jimmy Butler, Brandon Ingram, Zach LaVine at the deadline, a little bit better of a secondary shot creator next to Jokic than what Jamal Murray can be for you. And I'm going to try to get Desmond Bane from the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like he'd be a perfect fit in this system, in this offense, excuse me, I can't speak, and he'd get a ton of good looks. So we're going to offer Michael Porter Jr. and Zeke Naji. It also helps them get out of that money as well. I don't want to include pick 22 if I don't have to. Can Malcolm Brogdon get it done? No. And could, I don't know, a second get it done? All right, so they really value Malcolm Brogdon here, or excuse me, Desmond Bane here. I would include Watson, but I don't want to include Watson. Like, would you prefer just to get Brandon Clark back instead of Zeke Naji? I feel like we can do that if you prefer, and then I'll offer Malcolm Brogdon, but that may be it. Damn, okay, so they do agree to that. That's fine with me. Obviously, I would have liked to keep Brandon Clark, but I do have Deron Holmes, could potentially be a backup center. So we're going to add Desmond Bane into the fold. Christian Brown could be the starting small forward next year for sure. That could be Peyton Watson. And I really like this selection here. I don't think he'd be 18. He'd be a lot older than this, but I'm going to take Bennett Sturts here at number 22. If you remember him, he played for Drake this year. He did transfer to Iowa, but they ended up winning a round 1 game in March Madness. I believe they beat Mississippi State off the top of my head, and he's a really fun, crafty player. Could have a nice 2-man game with Jokic. He's got a cool story as well because I believe he grew up in Iowa, or at least from that area, and nobody like offered him like a main offer, and then like Drake kind of like let him come on, and he really built himself up there. So we're gonna pick up the team options on Tyson, Pickett, and Holmes. I still believe we have another move to make this offseason. I'm also gonna get Keyshawn George here in free agency as the Wizards non-tenured him, something that's happened recently with like Jalen Hood-Schifino, Jake LaRavia, Marjon Beauchamp. Welcome to Denver. And I looked at a ton of Jamal Murray trades this offseason. I just didn't find anything I like, or I couldn't get an upgrade over him. So I thought it would just be a lateral move, or we were going backwards, honestly. So I decided to keep him. We get Poland and Alexander back on the qualifying offers. Jokic is up to a 97. I'm excited to see how the Desmond Bane experiment can work, because if Desmond Bane does work out here, that could make me feel comfortable maybe moving Jamal Murray or Julian Strawther or even Christian Brown. All right, so this is going to be the starting 5. Murray, Bane, Brown, Gordon, Jokic with Strawther, Watson, Keyshawn George, Deron Holmes, and Jalen Pickett off the bench. The only person I would like to get minutes would have been Bennett Sturts, so maybe he ends up playing later in the year. Balance for 4.5 stars. That's amazing. So I may stick with that under Mark Daigneault, our new head coach. Hopefully this could be a good year for us. We start the season 2-0, and our offense looks absolutely elite. All right, so we're here at the deadline. We are a 5 seed in the Western Conference. We are 30-20. We do have a better point differential than what we did last year. Jamal Murray has been incredible for us. 20 points, 3.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 51, 42, 89 splits. Desmond Bane has been a really good acquisition as well. 46 from 3, 51 from the field. I thought he would average a little bit more assists. There's Christian Brown, who's been great as well. I wonder if he's good enough defensively to be a 3, but Gordon's been good. Like, the offense has been on fire this year. Julian Strawther shooting 39% from 3. We know that Peyton Watson is a really good defender. Keyshawn George, I know he's not averaging a ton, but at least he's knocking down his shots at an efficient rate. So I don't think I'm going to make any trades at the deadline. We don't have too many notable upcoming free agents, like Jalen Pickett is one of them. I'm going to give him a 2-year extension. Bang, there we go. Anybody else that could be a free agent, like we know Zeke Naji is going to opt in. I'll bring back Hunter Tyson on the minimum. Could be somebody I can move on draft night, because we do not own our first round pick this year. That is going to go to the Thunder, I believe. No, to the Boston Celtics. I feel like that got traded a couple times, because I'm not sure why Boston would own their first round pick. So I feel like Boston got that in a different trade. And we're going to re-up Nikola Jokic on a new extension as well. All right, so Wemby won MVP last year, Finals MVP, and MVP yet again. Cameron Boozer stays in the state of North Carolina. He wins Rookie of the Year. Interesting. They moved Tower Hero to the bench. He was somebody I was also thinking about trading for, and then I pivoted to Desmond Bane. All NBA first team does include Nikola Jokic. Second team and third team, no Denver Nuggets. That's Jalen Johnson. I thought that's a Jasper Johnson. I was going to say already. That'd be insane. Nobody on the all defensive teams or the all rookie teams. We are in the play-in tournament, so maybe we're going backwards. 43 and 39. We did have a better point differential, but all right. Not where I want to be right now. I don't know. I don't know where we upgrade. Maybe the defense is just that bad. Maybe I have 4 bad defenders on the court with Jokic, Murray, Bane. But no, Brown's a good defender. Like, Gordon's a good defender. I'm not really sure what's going on right now. So, are we going to lose to the Pelicans in the first leg of the play and then have a good team? AJ Debinsa, Dylan Harper, Zion Williamson, they could beat us, and they do. They beat us by 12. All right, so if we lose here to the Thunder, great. Dagnau's old team, that's a good team. We're not even making the playoffs this year. Okay, thank you. We make the playoffs. We beat them. Brown with 27. Jokic with 27. And here we go. I mean, are we just going to get swept by the Spurs? Oh my God. Okay, we won game 1 by 21. Goes to show you that maybe we're better than what our record shows. Game 2, we do end up winning. Okay, we're up 2-0 on the reigning NBA champions that have the best player in the league. We win game 3. 134-119. Jokic with 32. Strawther step it up in the playoffs, at least in that game. Don't blow a 3-0 lead, please. Oh my God. All right, so this was shades of Eastern Conference Finals in 2023 with the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. We go up 3-0. They come back. It actually was a 1 seed versus 8 seed that year too, so, but it was just in the third, or no, that was probably a 2 seed, yeah, because Milwaukee was the 1 seed. So either way, it happens in round 1 here. We go up 3-0. They force a game 7, but we end up winning game 7 by 17, and we advance to round number 2. All right, Mark Daigneault. I was going to be a little skeptical about you going forward, but that is big for the playoff resume. Now, we're taking on a Golden State team that I feel like we can beat. The fact that we got past San Antonio was huge. I feel like they're a lot better. All right, and then you got Dallas and Minnesota down there. We win game 1. And we are 3 games away from an 8 seed advancing to the NBA Finals. I know I'm playing a little bit of a deeper rotation, but I think that matters a ton, having this much depth right now. Game 3 goes to Golden State, 125-116. Please don't lose game 4. Damn it. All right, so we go up 2-0, and then they tie right back. Game 5, if they win this. Okay, we do end up winning this one. We blow them out, 154-127. Steph had 54 in the loss. Jokic with a 38-point triple-double. Desmond Bane with 39 and 6. Don't go to another game 7. Oh, we lost by 4. All right, so here we go. Game 7, man. Just Nuggets in Game 7s. It's been a theme over the last few years now with this rebuild and the amount we've had here. And I don't think we're going to come through on this one, sadly. Yep. Oh, wait. I spoke too soon. Please, let's go. Let's go. Oh, my God. We outscored them by 17 in the 4th quarter. And we win 133-130. Jokic with 31, 18, and 11. Murray and Bane combined for 47. And we're in the conference finals to take on the Dallas Mavericks, a team that beat us a couple years ago. And I say a couple years ago, that was just last year. All right, so that is electric. The first 2 series went to 7. The Mavericks added VJ Edgecombe. That's not fair. We end up losing. Game 2, we end up losing. All right, can we maybe make this a series? We do end up winning game 3, 139-115. Strawther stepped up in this one. Peyton Watson stepped up in this one. Game 4 goes to Dallas. All right. We do force a game 6, but we do end up losing in game 6. But hey, at least we're going in the right direction. And we lost the conference finals, and Jokic still got conference finals MVP. That's how good he was in that series. All right. So, yeah. Going in the right direction. I know it was a little disappointing being an 8 seed this year, but hey, I'll take making it to the conference finals. It doesn't really matter what seed we are. Jaden Ivey just got finals MVP as the Mavericks beat the Raptors in 6. Maybe Nico was right. Kevin Durant got traded from the Lakers to the I gotta see what that trade was. Harden retires on the Knicks. Russ goes back to the Clippers. George and Jimmy retire as well. A loaded Hall of Fame class. Yeah, what was Kevin Durant traded for this year? Oh my God, Trae Young was traded for Kyrie Irving. OG Anunoby for James Harden. What is going on? Pascal Siakam for Joel Embiid. Isaac Okoro for Kevin Durant. I have never seen a trade report like that before in a single year. That is actually insane. That is crazy. So here we are at the draft lottery. We will not be owning our pick. We got to give it to Boston there at number 19. But I do feel like we're knocking on the door to getting Jokic's second ring. All right, I want to see if I can make a trade here. It's going to be Jalen Pickett and Peyton Watson for DeAndre Hunter, who we can put in as a starting small forward. This would probably move Christian Brown to the bench, but I think I'd be okay trying to make this upgrade, and then Bennett starts would be the backup point guard. They say no. Can I throw in a second rounder to get it done? Bang, there we go. Welcome to the Nuggets, DeAndre Hunter, who's also, I think, a better defender for us as well going forward. I kept Strother in that deal. And the Boston Celtics, with our pick there at number 19, they selected Cameron Holmes out of North Carolina, so we don't have any rookie signings. We're going to pick it up on Keyshawn George for sure. Zeke Naji opts in, no surprise there. I'll give these qualifying offers. Do I get any type of exception? I haven't really had one in this video. Unfortunately not, but I could pick up Jordan Hawkins. I mean, that'd be nice. I may try to get Tyler Kolek here. Can I get him on the minimum? I mean, that would be amazing. He declines that just in case like Bennett Sturts does not work out. So I signed Tyler Kolek. I don't think I can also sign Jordan Hawkins. And Trey Alexander actually got a 1-year deal from the Suns, so I'll let him sign there. So would I prefer Hawkins or would I prefer Tyler Kolek? Hawkins didn't play at all last year. Kolek, I'll probably prefer Hawkins, honestly. So let's sign Hawkins. Maybe I could still end up with Kolek, but we may have to wait a little bit for that. All right, I hate to make an in-conference trade, but we are going to bank on the development of Keyshawn George on the bench. I'm going to trade away Aaron Gordon, who's in the last year of his deal, and Julian Strother for Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis and Nikola Jokic is going to be the new front court here in Denver. Yeah, I just went out and made a blockbuster trade, so maybe in all of this I'm going to keep Jamal Murray. There was a chance I can get Damian Lillard, but he's just getting up there in age. I don't really think it's worth it at the moment. I wanted to bring in Kolek, but he's not going to take a deal with us, so we're probably going to have to pivot to like Jared Butler, which is fine. It could be worse. All right, so AD regresses a little bit. Yeah, all my eggs are into this basket. We're trying to go all in with this team. We added DeAndre Hunter and Anthony Davis this offseason. Bennett Sturts is up to a 79 overall. I'm also going to change Keyshawn George's position. He should go up as well. Because let's see, if I make, let's see, Keyshawn George a shooting guard or small forward, he goes up a little bit. Okay, so I do need Anthony Davis to be somewhat of a good shooter this year. If he's not, I mean, I don't think I'm going to trade him. I want to give it a full season sample size, and I wanted to improve the defense, and I think I did that this offseason. Christian Brown goes to our 6th man. We had Nickeil Alexander-Walker also. So the bench is going to be like Keyshawn George 20 minutes a night. Let's go 25 to Brown. We're going to go like 13, maybe even less, like 11 to Holmes. We'll go 10 to Naw, and then the last spot I do want, like, I got Jordan Hawkins in the wings as well. I want to see what Bennett Sturts can do. Let's go 32 to the backcourt. We can honestly go like 27 there, 34 to AD, 33 to the backcourt. Let's ride, and let's hope that this Denver Nuggets team can win a championship in the year 2028. All right, so this team crushing it right now. 39-14. We are the 1 seed in the Western Conference. Anthony Davis is fitting like a glove here, and I don't need him to score. I don't need him to be prime Anthony Davis anymore. I just need him to play good rim protecting defense, be in that dunker spot for Jokic, and just be an upgrade over Aaron Gordon at this point in his career. DeAndre Hunter, I would like for you to be a little bit better of a shooter, but it's not the end of the world if he doesn't shoot well, because we got Christian Brown off the bench. Desmond Bane, elite shooter. Jamal Murray, elite shooter. And then you got Nikola Jokic manning it all. 25.7 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists. The man is absolutely incredible. Keyshawn George, 38% from 3. Deron Holmes, 38 from there. I'll take that from a backup center. And then we got Naw and Bennett Sturts in the wings as well. So, and I'm going to try to make this trade. I didn't plan on making a deal at the deadline, but could I pull it off? DeAndre Hunter, Jordan Hawkins, Naji. Like, these two guys do not play for us. And I'd be going from DeAndre Hunter to Jaden McDaniels, who is a lot better of a defender. They're going to say no. They would want Jared Butler in a first, and I get Nick Richards. Honestly, I'm going to do that. Wow. Welcome to the team, Jaden McDaniels. That's what I'm talking about. Because Bennett Sturts has been really good for us, where I don't think I was going to ever have to put in Jordan Hawkins in the rotation. And yeah, now we got Jaden McDaniels with Jamal Murray, Desmond Bane in the backcourt, and Anthony Davis and Nikola Jokic in the frontcourt. This team, man, we should win it all here in 2028. And of course, after making that trade, I lost to the Portland Trailblazers at home and the LA Clippers in overtime. All right, everything's working out right now. Nikola Jokic just won MVP, 26 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists. Tyron Stokes, Rookie of the Year. Kasperi Shakuchonis, 6th Man of the Year. All right, come on. I thought we were going to get Coach of the Year. Wow, the Raptors won 64 games out there. There was a trade that I had. It was like Jamal Murray first. what was it? It was Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon for Scotty Barnes and Emmanuel Quickley. And I thought about it. I was like, why do they want to do that? I didn't know if that really made sense for the Toronto Raptors timeline. We also got Nikola Jokic, an all-defensive first team. All right, people that say 2K's unrealistic may be right on this one. And Bennett Sturts also got on an all-rookie team. We are the 1 seed going up against the Blazers here, who went 42-40. They have a fun young team. They've added Jabari Smith Jr. and AJ Mitchell along the way. They still have Scoot, Denny, Aiden, Anthony, all coming off the bench. They got Nick Smith and Lou Dort in there as well. Jokic averaged a 26-point triple-double and just won MVP. I'm really excited to maximize this lineup and go win an NBA title. So, Bennett Sturts was pretty good for us. I think he's going to be the backup guard. Like, Nall was really good as well, but I do think I should trim the rotation. So I'm going to go 8 to Holmes, 10 to Sturts. I'm going to go 18 to George, maybe 28 to Brown, 39 to Jokic, 34 to AD is fine. Let's go 32 to McDaniels, and then let's go about 35 to the backcourt, and we'll go 1 more to AD. All right. Don't lose to Portland in round 1. Please don't do that. I would be very sad if that happens. We're up 2-1, 3-1, and we win in 6. Honestly, winning in 6 is still kind of scary. I feel like I would have felt a little bit more comfortable if we ended up dominating them in round number 1, but Jokic dropped 35, 16, and 12. I'll take that. So we're taking on the Pelicans here, who I believe beat us in the playing tournament last year. Silas Damari Jr., not familiar with the game right now. I don't know if that's supposed to be a different player, and the name is just spelled so wrong. Maybe I'm just a casual. Maybe I don't know ball. Desmond Bane drops 32 to kickstart off the series. AD drops 22. There we go. They win game 2, though, by 10. Oh, my God, and they outscored us by 15 in the fourth quarter. I hate choking. We do end up winning game number 3, 124-112. Jokic with 35 in this one. Game 4 goes to the Nuggets. Bang, there we go. 129-105. Don't blow a 3-1 lead, please. Bang. Okay, we end up winning in 5 after winning in 6 in round 1. Murray and Jokic both went 11 of 15 from the field, and we are back in the conference finals. This year, I feel a little bit more optimistic, even though we have to face a very good team. So, Murray and Bane, the backcourt, got it done in round number 2. They exploited that backcourt in New Orleans. So the Spurs added RJ Barrett and Nikola Jovic. Wow. The floor spacing around Wemby is definitely questionable with that lineup, but they have a good bench. Like, they have Kessler, Vassell, Sanak, Trey Johnson, Alvarado. And then you have the 64-win Raptors over there in the ECF. So let's see if we can beat the Spurs. They win game 1. All right, they blow us out by 18. Game number 2 goes to the Spurs, 123-120. Oh, man, this is bad. I'm debating if I want to mess with the rotation at all. I don't know. Just don't lose game 3, please. Okay, thank God we win game 3. 122-113. Jokic with 37, 18, and 11. Keyshawn George, 18 off the bench. Can we make this a brand new series? Yes, we can. All right, so every road team has won so far. Jaden McDaniels dropped 35 points in 32 minutes. How about that? Jokic had a triple-double. Game number 5 goes to the Nuggets. We've won 3 in a row, 135-101. Jamal Murray with a 45-piece. Jokic fouled out, actually, in this game, and we still won, but he played a decent amount of minutes. But we are going to a game 7, folks. They ended up, oh my God, what's with these fourth quarter blown leads, man? That is brutal. Look at that. We ended up getting outscored by 15 in the fourth to lose by 5. That's embarrassing. Jokic had an incredible game. And then you got game 7 in the ECF. I think Toronto advanced. I was hoping Chicago was going to win because Toronto is really good right now. We have a good first half. I'd rather be us than them right now. We're up by double digits. Do not blow another fourth quarter lead. We're going to go to the NBA Finals. Thank God. We blow them out. Jokic with 46. Jaden with 22. Fox at 24. Jokic averaged 31, 13, and 10. He is going for ring number 2. And what's standing in his way is Cooper Flag on the Toronto Raptors. They also have Jalen Duren, who had a great round 1 series against the Knicks. You have Ingram, Eason, Pirtle, Capella. It's a good bench. So let's see what happens here. We take home game 1, 145, or 147, 125. Can we take home game 2? Bang. We end up winning this one. Okay. We're off to a very good start. Game number 3. Let's go, man. We're up 3-0. Because I feel like 2K either put you up 3-0 or they tie it up 2-2. Just don't blow a 3-0 lead. Oh my God, we swept that. Wow, the easiest finals was the easiest series was the NBA Finals. Jokic averages a 35-point triple-double, gets Finals MVP. We won each of the 4 playoff series in a different way. And 6 in round 1, and 5 in round 2, 7 in round 3, and we swept the NBA Finals. Yeah, maybe the Western Conference Finals was the real NBA Finals. But man, I will take that, and we got Nikola Jokic, the 2nd ring of his career. And that is going to be it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this Denver Nuggets elimination rebuild. Let me know what you guys think the Denver Nuggets should do going forward. Should they trade Porter, Gordon, or maybe they end up moving Jamal Murray? Let me know down below what you think. Drop a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.